Welcome back to the 3 Maxsym C. We are today on the Sym Maxsym 500 TL. That is kind of like a scooter motorcycle mix. It has 46 horsepower and 50 Newton meters of torque. I got to ride this bike today at work together with my boss on the Royal Enfield over there. So, a little bit on the background on this bike. It's produced by Sym. They are a motorcycle company from Taiwan. I think this is actually quite a cool little thing because it rides like a motorcycle while being a scooter. It's really nice if you're like a bit older and are not really capable of riding a motorcycle anymore, like when it comes to the hands with the clutch and everything. Also, it is amazing for commuting. Like in my time in Paris, I saw a lot of those and they were just zapping in and out of cars, and for that stuff, this is amazing. And also the tires still feel like quite sporty, which is nice. I also love that the mirrors are so like out there. Like it feels like looking into a mirror on a car. And all the wind protection is nice. Actually, the wind protection doesn't do that much for me because I'm looking over the windshield so much. But if you would be like a bit tinier, it would be quite cool. Even though it's a scooter, it feels a lot like a motorcycle. You just accelerate really linear, like on a regular scooter, but with 46 horsepower. It's basically a scooter on cocaine. It's quite cool. So we are now a little bit on unpaved roads. I mean, it handles this also quite fine. It's alright. To be honest, the scooter does not feel the most inspiring on mud, but it's not made for this. We're just here for the Royal Enfield at the moment. We're now driving to our local twisty road and we'll see how those bikes do in the curves. Also, a really cool thing about this, because it doesn't have a clutch and a gear shift lever, you can wear shoes whatever you like. I'm currently in my sneakers that are actually quite nice. I would never ride them on a motorcycle. But you can do that on this one. Like, it's also really nice if you like commute and you're like going in smart casual clothes, like a little bit of a smoking with nice man shoes and stuff. That is really nice because then you can simply just wear that without worrying about damaging your shoes. And due to the wind protection being quite great, because your legs are all tucked in here, you have a really easy time with that. So that is really cool. I also really love that it has the 2 different foot pads. You have like them here, but you can also put them like on a shopper, like way over here, and then you feel like really like chill, and it's kind of cool. I mean, you still sit on a scooter, but you still feel really cool. Also, I think this scooter is from the outside not the ugliest. Like, of course those scooters look really like they're made for a purpose, and purpose built stuff, like stuff that's made to work well, often looks shit. I mean, just have a look at adventure bikes. Woo! So you can see this thing has a punch. Like if you just accelerate a little bit on it. So let's have a little bit of an acceleration test where we just you can see this thing packs quite a punch. It feels quick when accelerating, but at the same time you don't really have this feeling of just going through the gears because it's automatic. This thing is really potent when it comes to the highway, to the Autobahn. You can do all those things. It probably goes on the Autobahn like 160, 180. Really cool. I mean, what I was getting into earlier, style of this motorcycle is nothing to really brag about, yeah. But if you look at it from the outside, it looks neat. Like all the little colors, how they managed it, the rims look cool, the suspension, like the laying suspension on the side looks really nice. And also, due to its still quite sporty design, it kind of looks like the anime motorcycles from the Akira anime, which I think is quite cool. So that is definitely quite nice. It's a bit of a weird feeling that the rear brake is over here where you have normally would have the clutch. I have a hard time getting used to that. I had like a moment on the parking lot where I was like trying to clutch up and just braked hard. This bike also has ABS and everything, so that is a huge plus. Oh, I just lost my car key, and my boss was so nice to help me out and picked it up for me. So let's out accelerate out of this village. Whee! It's kind of cool how the bike accelerates. I'm definitely out accelerating the Royal Enfield behind me, but it still feels kind of cute and boring. Also because you're not shifting and you don't have this thing where the acceleration and then clutching in knocks you back and forward. Where I just lost my key. This thing has a keyless system, so you have the key in your pocket and the bike notices it due to its proximity and then can instantly like pick up on it, and it's really nice because you can just get off the bike, get on it, don't really think about the key. It's really nice. I like that. So now we have some curves, and this thing feels nice in the curves. You have really like, you can feel how good the tires are, how good the suspension is. My normal bike is a Yamaha FZR 600, and that's a super sport, and I enjoy this scooter similarly. Like, this scooter can handle a curve, definitely, and that is really cool about it. It feels sporty on the side of the tire. The thing absolutely looks like you can really just accelerate and accelerate from curve to curve. Oh, it's windy today. Also, it feels so nice and confidence inspiring. You can feel the difference between a newer bike, even if it's like a scooter thing like this, and an old vintage bike, like, or a 90s sports bike like I usually ride. Like, I can just talk and like form like thoughts and shit while I'm like on this, opening up the bike, you know? So that is really nice. I really enjoy that. And I think if you are looking for a for like a motorcycle alternative, that can like really help and be really good for you. So if you're in the market for something like this and think about if it can still satisfy your motorcycle needs, that's a definite yes when it comes to riding in the curves, because this is just amazing. Like, you can definitely just go up to 120 in the curves. It's nice. I like it. You have so much room on the tires. Like, you can, like, I am not using all of the tire at all. Like, there's so much more room to push. Like, with my FZR, it has a 160 tire in the rear, and I have about half a centimeter left of room that I'm not using on the tire. And with this one, it's so more. The tire is really potent on this rim, and that is just so enjoyable. Like, this just feels nice. Like, even in this really cold weather we're having January, it's really nice to ride. I really enjoy it, I gotta say. I'm, as a rider, really into motorcycle touring, and I think that you can absolutely also tour this machine. Especially because you have all the room underneath the seat, and then with some saddlebags and a backpack, you could go to loads of places. Especially with this really cool, footrests down here. Also, because this is such a basically commuter machine, I'm wondering why there are no like hand guards, because they would be amazing to keep your hands warm and protect them against the wind. And also because you constantly will go in between cars with this. I already once bashed my hand against a mirror accidentally while going in between cars, and I think it would definitely be worth like the protection, because I saw those things a lot in Paris. Like, a lot of the people have them in Paris. Yeah, but enough with the criticism. This thing is quite cool if you like still want to ride but can't really anymore ride a motorcycle that well. I think this is quite a cool thing. Like, If I would be older, I would definitely be a fan of this. Also, for me as a younger rider, also kind of like the design. For a scooter, it looks the coolest you can have a scooter looking. Like, there's no much room to improve. I mean, you gotta keep in mind it's a scooter. Like, scooters kind of look shit, but like this scooter looks the coolest you can have a scooter looking. Oh, I gotta say, I'm so in love with the different foot positions you can have on this bike. That is the coolest shit about it. I love it. It's so cool. Really love it. Because you can have this real chill position. Like, you really feel like in the Akira anime being like, oh, I'm so cool. I like it. The bikerpoint company was so nice to lend me this motorcycle slash scooter. So I'm really thankful for that. I will put a link to their channel down in the description. You can also check it out. I work as an editor there. That's basically what I do for work now because of the channel. Also to improve my editing. And they are in German though. I mean, I know 12% of you are German speaking people from my analytics, but for those 12%, definitely check it out. So on. So also, we're filming today for my boss is filming for his company for the Royal Enfield, so we have a lot of camera equipment with us, and all this camera equipment needs room to go to. And this thing has this huge boot behind the under the seat, which is really cool. I can show a clip of it right here. You can put loads of stuff in there. We today have like 2 cameras, a tripod, and everything in there. And you could also fit a helmet in there, groceries. It's really cool to not have your helmet to like constantly have to carry it around with you, and that is a huge plus. Also, I'm not sure how I feel about the TFT dash. I kind of prefer, to be honest, manual gauges like that are like moving really, because this does not age all that well, but it shows you all your info really clearly. Like, you can see how much fuel you have, which is a huge plus. Also, something that I still want to get into, this scooter with all its power feels really like a scooter on steroids basically. And this is also how the scooter sounds. I can show you a sound clip of it right here. It has a 2-cylinder 508cc engine, and that engine sounds awesome. Like, if you stand behind the scooter and hear it fire up, it's quite cool. It's a Euro 5 norm, and for a Euro 5 norm stock exhaust, it is pretty cool. Also has a little like scoop on the seat for you to not slide back, which is kind of nice because you can just chill on the on the chopper footrests and then just twist the throttle, let the shock go through your body, which is the thing you want in the city. In the city you want to like feel all cool and just like accelerate in the little speed areas, and for that it's just so satisfying and cool. Thing is, for a scooter it feels so sporty. Like, this feels like I have more confidence leaning this thing over than my FZR, which is mainly the difference between 30 years of bike. But still, that says something that a FZR feels on the side of the tire less confidence inspiring than this. And you like, really, this is satisfying to ride. So also, we're now in the city, and in the city this thing handles really well stoplight from stoplight to stoplight. Also in like the tinier curves in the city. I mean, this is what this thing is made for. I was earlier on the Conti road with it, and that handled really well for what it is. It is a A2 compliant scooter. 46 horsepower, feel how 46 horsepower feel, you know? It's good, it's satisfying, but don't expect like real, like properly powerful bike performance with it. But in the city this is completely fine. I also love how low the center of gravity is. Like, as you can see, you can have a really easy time just like sitting on this bike. Even if I would now imagine if I would have like way less strength in my body. I mean, I yesterday fell on my motorcycle and really hurt my leg, and I'm kind of struggling with that. And even on that leg I can really easily rest this bike because it's so nice. So if I would now imagine myself being like 60, 70, I think you wouldn't have an issue handling this bike, because This leg is at the moment really bruised up and feels like shit. And I still have no problem putting that foot down and resting the whole bike on it. So if you have physical problems, you should also be fine with this scooter. Like really, if you're for some reason not capable of riding a motorcycle anymore, get something like this. This is so cool. Don't quit riding. Just get something like this. It definitely is an alternative. There's no reason to put down the helmet already. Just yeah. It's really nice that something like this exists. I think that's really beautiful and really cool. And I mean, it's easy to hate on scooters that they look like shit and that manual shifting is way more cool and power, whatever, but that those things are built in a sporty manner with amazing tires that handle really cool when just twisting the throttle. That is beautiful and really, really nice, and is really nice that everyone in the motorcycle community can have something to ride. And so I'm really thankful for stuff like this to exist, because if I would imagine to be in that demographic group, I would be so happy about this thing. Like, if you're in that demographic, get this thing, you will have a ton of fun. One thing I must complain about in that regard, because this thing is built for this demographic of people who are a bit older and maybe have some physical issues, you kind of have to swing your leg over the bike, because this room, my foot, you can see it doesn't fit through here. I mean, that is not cool in my opinion, because you still have to get on it like on a proper motorcycle. The height is not really big. You have a really easy time getting on it. I have to admit that it's really good in that regard, but you cannot scoop your leg between there, and that is just, yeah, I don't know why they did it like that. They should have left that room free for you to have complete room there, because otherwise it kind of misses in that department for the demographic group it is for. So we're now back. I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely subscribe and ring the bell for more motorcycle and motorcycle touring videos. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. See you soon.